Rama Rama Hare Hare. Okay. Letter to Petty Dorgan, New Vrindavan, 4 September 1972. My dear Petty Dorgan, please accept my blessings. I thank you very much for your letter dated September 1, 1972, and I have noted the contents with pleasure. I am so pleased to hear that you are living nicely with your parents and carrying on with your Krishna consciousness activities. And that is a good proposal. Never mind, there may be some inconvenience. Krishna always appreciates when his devotee makes some sacrifice on his behalf. So there is no real difficulty under any conditions, so long as we remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, he never asked Krishna for anything. Oh Krishna, please save me from my demon father. No. Okay. Krishna, no. But because he was always remembering Krishna under all circumstances, Krishna saved him anyway. And when he became finally angry, he came himself and killed the demon father. But even Krishna came himself, but still Prahlad did not ask him for any favors, only to please kindly have mercy upon my father. That is pure devotee. Of course, we cannot imitate, but we should always try to remember the example of our predecessors and follow their example always. I am very much encouraged to hear that you want to open a Krishna Yoga Society branch in your high school, along with Lalita Nanda. That will be the best service to Lord Chaitanya. And it is the best gift you can give me. Thank you very much for helping me in this way. Hoping this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Okay. Family Lapu, you will read.
Amritesh Prabhu can also read. फिर मैं ले लेता
Gaurav is there. Amritesh Gaurav.
Ji Prabhu. You want to give the summary of the last letter? Okay.
Family
Yeah.
Lapu, can you uh, can you bring the last letter? Yeah, actually mainly Srila Prabhupada is focusing on having unalloyed devotional service, no any ulterior motive, and also just like the son knows what is good for him, and son doesn't ask mother and father all the time. Similarly, Prabhupada is giving the example of Prahlad. Prahlad never asked the favor of Lord Krishna. He was always remembering Krishna, and Krishna saved him automatically. And at the end, he killed the demon. So that is the standard of pure devotion, that we just do not keep asking Lord for the favor. And in the last of letter, Prabhupada is writing, I think this Mataji is a school-going girl, maybe tender age girl. That's why Prabhupada is encouraging her to open Krishna Yoga Society in the high school, in your high school. Since he wants to preach Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada is very happy. And Prabhupada is so personal. He is writing, that will be the best service to Lord Chaitanya, and it is the best gift you can give me. Thank you very much for helping me in this way. So the world leader, world Acharya like Prabhupada, and his reciprocation with one young girl, it's so personal, and it's very sweet actually, that Acharyas are there for everyone. Whether somebody is a big devotee, small devotee, or young or old, Acharya's mercy flows towards everyone. So it's quite encouraging letter. Okay, Amritesh Prabhu.
Thank you,
Next.
Prabhu. Okay. Letter to Mary Prittrell, Calcutta, 27 January 1973. My dear Mary Prittrell, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated January 4, 1973, which I have read carefully. It is most unfortunate to hear of the manner in which you have been mistreated by the doctors. But what can be done now about that? At least you have now had the good fortune to come in contact with my disciples. So now you can begin a new life. It does not matter that you do not live within our temple, since you say your health does not permit. But you can make your home a temple for Krishna. First thing is that you should try to follow strictly our regulative principles. No meat, fish, or eggs. No intoxicants, including coffee, tea, and cigarettes. No illicit sex, and no gambling. Try also to chant as many times as possible the Hare Krishna mantra on japa beads. You may keep a picture of Lord Krishna in your house, and after cooking, you may learn to offer the foodstuffs. You may learn to offer the foodstuffs to the picture of Krishna. In this way, the food you eat will be offered and be spiritual and will help you advance spiritually. Whenever possible, try to visit our temple and attend the kirtans and discourses. I'm sure that the temple president can suggest some way in which you can render some service. If you are willing, thank you for taking a keen interest in our Krishna consciousness movement. Hoping this meets you well, your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.
Yes, bro, you can summarize this. I think this is also for some small. I don't know because the age is not written here.
Uh, Yes, Prabhuji. So here also Prabhupada is saying that because you cannot stay in temple, but that's all right. You can make your home a temple. Prabhupada so, uh, clearly narrated how you can follow the four regulative principles very strictly and chant as much as you can. Prabhupada is not forcing, but he's saying that you must chant as much as you can on japa beads, Prabhupada wrote. And also Prabhupada wrote that you should initially Prabhupada gave her solace that you are not treated well by the doctors, so don't mind. That also Prabhupada wrote very caressingly. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Ramlila Prabhu.
Letter to Hugo Salman, Bombay, 22nd November 1974. My dear Hugo Salman, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of your letter dated October 8th, 1974. So far, your worship of Lord Jagannath in your home and your becoming initiated. It is all right, provided you have the recommendation of the temple president. I am very glad to see that such a young boy as yourself, you are taking serious interest in the Krishna consciousness movement. Please continue in this way. Our process is something universal. It cannot be checked by any means. Anyone in any place, in any country can chant Hare Krishna. If it is possible to go to the temple, then take advantage of the temple. A temple is a place whereby one is given the opportunity to render direct devotional service to the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. In conjunction with this, you should always read my books daily, and all your questions will be answered, and you will have a firm basis of Krishna consciousness. In this way, your life will be perfect. I hope this meet you in good health. Your ever will wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.
Yes, bro. Can you summarize this, bro?
I think this is a letter to a devotee, a young boy who is into probably in Bombay. And he has taken up this Krishna consciousness movement. And some of the way Prabhupada is teaching here, telling that one can, if one is not near to the temple, then he should stay. If he is interested and he wants to get initiated, a letter from temple president is required, a recommendation, and also that if one cannot able to go to temple, then he should practice at home, chants, and also read Prabhupada books daily basis. And if we can go to temple, it is the best opportunity to render direct devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Letter to Sachi Mata, Bombay, 8 December 1974. My dear Sachi Mata Devidasi, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of your Bengali letter, dated, undated, and have noted the contents. It is good that you are keeping under your parents' protection for the time being. But wherever you remain, do not forget to follow the four regulatory principles and chanting at least 16 rounds daily. Then all other things will be manifested in you by the grace of Lord Krishna. It is the advice of Narottam Das Thakur to chant the holy name of Gauranga, either if one remains at home or in the forest. Similarly, do not forget the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, either you live in the temple or at home. I am again going on tour of the Western countries this Sunday next. I hope this meets you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So Sachimata Devidasi is the disciple of Prabhupada, Bengali disciple. She has written letter that she is currently not living in the temple, currently staying with the parents. So Prabhupada is just emphasizing that whichever place you are staying, you need to do two things: following the regulatory principles strictly and chanting 16 rounds. And then Prabhupada is giving the example of Narottam Das Thakur, that chant the name of Gauranga, Grihe Thako Bane Thako. Whichever place you are, chant the name of Gauranga. Okay, next, Amritis go through.
Yes. Letter to Govardhan, Mexico City, 15 February 1975. My dear Govardhan Das, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of your letter dated February 8th, 1975, and have noted the contents. Thank you for the photo of Sri Sri Radha Kunja Vihar. It is a very nice photo. They are looking very beautiful. I have accepted the following for first initiation: Bruce, Rajendra Lala, Miriam, Mukhya, Jeff, Jayabaman, Robin, Rajendra Nath, Kim, Kaviraj, Kal, Kapil Dev, Shur, Sukti. Their beads may be chanted on by Satsarup Maharaj. Be sure and help them become first-class devotees by following all the rules and regulations very carefully. Especially they must rise early for Mangalarti, chant at least 16 rounds and attend class. Your list of qualifications for choosing candidates for second initiation is very good. Regarding Rudradas, he can worship Gaur-Nita in his home. The most important element for their worship is the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. They can have at least one arati and whatever foodstuffs are prepared can be offered. Regarding my books, everyone should read. I am also reading. Everyone should be engaged 24 hours. That is the sum and substance. How much you should read and how much you should do other types of service, that has to be decided by each individual devotee. Eating and sleeping should be minimized. Not a single moment should be misused. I hope this meets you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So here also Prabhupada first thanked her for giving that. Thank Govardhan Prabhu for sending the photo of Kunjavihari. And then Prabhupada told that you should follow these principles. And most importantly, Prabhupada told, do Mangala Arti, then um, chant your rounds and attend the class also, Prabhupada told. And then Prabhupada told that you should read my books. And Prabhupada wrote that, Prabhupada also wrote, I am also reading my books. So everyone should read as much as they can, and one should get engaged 24 hours. Prabhupada was saying that we should manage in such a way that we can read and service. Both we can do together. Yes, Lord.
Ramlila Prabhu.
Letter to Augusto Romeo, Tehran, 14 March 1975. My dear Augusto and Romeo, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of a letter dated February 17th, 1975, and I have noted the contents. It is not compulsory that one live in the temple, but in order to make spiritual advancement, one must follow all the rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness, just as the devotees in the temples do. One must rise early, hold Mangalarti, have class, and chant at least 16 rounds daily, as well as follow the four regulative principles. It is always best to associate with devotees as much as possible if one cannot live in the temple. I think Mahavir Das is in charge of our Brazil temple, so you can cooperate with him nicely and follow his advice. Regarding Satswarup Goswami, he is preaching nicely in our Honolulu temple. I hope this meets you in good health. Your ever wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Here, Prabhupada saying about uh, one can uh, be he can advance spiritually advance even though he is not staying in temple, but by uh, rising early, holding Mangalarti and class and chant 16 rounds daily, and also following four regulative principles, and try to associate the devotees as much as possible. If one can do this from home, then he can also spiritually advance in Krishna consciousness.
Okay. Letter to Chandra Devi, Toronto, 7 August 1975. My dear Chandra Devi Dasi, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of your letter, undated, and have noted the contents. It is a very good idea that you have to be more attached to the deities above marriage, but it is not good to live at home because there is where meat is eaten. That will be offensive. So how can you worship the deity under such circumstances? If your whole family becomes devotee, then that is another thing. Actually, I think that you can move from the Lord Jagannath deities to the Gaurnitai deities if that is your desire. That will be best. I hope this meets you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So Prabhupada's clear guideline is, I think the whole family is non-vegetarian, and the Mataji wants to worship the deities, and she is telling that I am very much attached to the deity. So Srila Prabhupada is writing, it is a good idea that you have to be more attached to the deities above marriage. But in the home where the meat is there, to keeping the deity, Jagannath deity, that's not good. That will be offensive. So that's what. And then in the last, Prabhupada is telling, if you really want to worship the deity, then instead of Jagannath deity, Gaurnitai deities are better because they just by chanting they will be satisfied. So it is important if we are keeping the deities. First of all, Maharaj in one of the class, Maharaj was telling some days back that it is best to worship the deities in the temple or assist in the temple deity worship or the services. Uh, I think in some of the class, some days back, Maharaj was telling this. If somebody is very far from the temple, then he can install the deities at home. Otherwise, he should be engaged in the temple deity worship. That is the best thing. But if we are keeping the deities at home, then it's very much mandatory to keep the purity, keep the standards of worship nicely, as much as we can do. If we are just bringing the deities down to our level, then that is not good. In some places in Gujarat, I saw that some people they worship the deity and they don't know the rules of worship also. Outside ISKCON, I am telling, they worship Laddu Gopal and they offer him pyaz lesun, all those things. That is offensive. They say that whatever I am eating, we are giving it to the Lord. That is sinful actually. In that case, we should not keep the deities. So that's what Prabhupada is telling. That if the whole family becomes the devotee, then that is good. Otherwise, keeping the deity is offensive. Okay. Next, Amritis.
Letter to Sama Priya, Bombay, 16 August 1975. My dear Sama Priya Devidasi, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of your letter dated July 30, 1975, with enclosed checks for dollars 50 and 5. Thank you very much for it. I appreciate your sentiments for your spiritual master, and I will pray to Krishna for your continued spiritual advancement. You simply have to keep yourself always in the fire of Krishna consciousness. Read my books daily, chant 16 rounds, and worship Lord Chaitanya in your home. If you do this, Maya will never touch you. I hope this meets you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So here also very short yet very powerful. Prabhupada wrote to his dear disciple Samapriya Mataji that um, he's very happy that she contributed somehow the checks she has collected or she has contributed. Prabhupada is very happy, and Prabhupada is telling that you must remain Krishna conscious by reading my books, chanting 16 rounds daily, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you can worship. Then Maya will never touch you. Prabhupada is especially attached to Gaur Nitai, and whoever new Prabhupada meets or he guides, then he generally says to worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Panchatattva. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Ramlila Prabhu.
Letter to Tushta Krishna, Tushta Krishna, Bombay, 9 January 1976. My dear Tushta Krishna Maharaj, please accept my blessings. I beg to thank you for your letter sent in September, which has only now reached me. Having been redirected a number of times, I am very pleased to get your report. Your home to home preaching is very good. The important thing is to make arrangements that they hear and chant. That will make our preaching successful. Once they begin chanting, then automatically they will want to follow the rules and regulations, attend Aarti, and take prasadam, etc. Yes, try to encourage book distribution as much as possible. Books are the basis of our movement. Whatever appreciations we are getting on account of our books, it is because we are following the path chalked by chalked out by exalted devotees. We are not writing something whimsical. So far, devotees being hesitant to distribute books on account of pressure. Sometimes pressure is required, especially one when one is not so advanced. Of course, it has to be applied properly. Otherwise, there may be some bad taste. But spontaneous service can only be expected from advanced devotees. Just like a child by pressure goes to school and is made to read. Then after some time he wants to read even without pressure. We have all got experience of this. It is Vedi Bhakti. Vedi means must. Sometimes devotees are promised a plate of Mahaprasadam for the biggest distributor. There is no harm. Actually, one should try to serve Krishna to his or full capacity without thought of reward. Service is itself the reward, but this takes time to actually realize, and until that platform is achieved, some pressure or inducement is required. I am glad to know that a restaurant has been started in Hawaii. In Hawaii, you may have seen that the restaurant is very successful. Now that boy's money will be used properly. Instead of maintaining a slaughterhouse, he is paying for prasadam distribution. Very good. But we should not waste time encouraging vegetarianism as opposed to meat eating. We want to encourage prasadam taking, and that is automatically vegetarian. The karmis are concerned for vegetarian, non page missing, Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedant, Bhakti Sarabhav. All are Brahmanas, and anyone wanting to become Brahmana will have to sit for examination once a year at Mayapur. They will be expected to know Bhagavad Gita, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, and Shri Ishopanishad, a book soon to be published on deity worship, as well as all the small paperbacks. If they pass the examination, they will be awarded Bhakti Shastri certificate. Sannyasis will be asked to sit for Bhakti Vaibhav examination, which will include the first six cantos of Bhagavatam. In our Vedic universities, we will not encourage anyone to be merely a bookworm. There must be life rising life. There must be life. Rising early in the morning, attending Mangalarti, Tikki Prasadam, etc. The man who is studying will be Brahmana, the farmer will be Vaishya. In this way, there will be divisions, but they are all one in service to Krishna. I hope this meets you in the best of health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So, Prabhupada here, this letter uh, mentioning about one preaching programs, that home preaching, the Prabhuji, Maharaj, how Maharaj started home preaching. Prabhupada is encouraging that it is good going home to home and giving them holy name and encourage them to chant. And also Prabhupada mentioning if they chant, then there will be slowly and gradually start following the rules and regulations and also start taking prasadam, etc. Also, Prabhupada mentioned to encourage book distribution as much as possible. And here later on, Prabhupada also mentioning for book distribution, some are shy and some hesitate to go out for book distribution. And then Prabhupada is mentioning that some pressure is okay, good. And here Prabhupada giving an analogy of a child made to go to school, and it is by pressure. Otherwise, child don't like to go to school. And similarly, sometimes some pressure is good, and it is. But Prabhupada mentioning also mentioning that it has to be applied intelligently. That is also mentioned by Prabhupada here. So, and Prabhupada here mentioned about a restaurant and about some books and courses that Prabhupada, one thing Prabhupada very clearly said that for Brahmanas, they should come once a year at Mayapur and study Bhakti Shastri, clear Bhakti Shastri examinations, and which will be included by Bhagavad Gita, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, Shishopanishad. So one who will clear this exam, he should be awarded with Bhakti Shastri certificate. And also mentioned for sannyasis, it's Bhakti Vaibhav examination they need to clear. And Prabhupada here also mentioned that Prabhupada here mentioned that we don't want to create bookworms. We'll make a life rising, making them study, attending Mangalarti, take prasad. In this way, they will develop their consciousness, and that's all. Hare Krishna.
Okay, should we stop now? Okay, bro. So, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hare Hare.